Alright, let's talk about a cricketer who's probably the ultimate glue guy in Indian Test history, Ajinkya Rahane. Now, before you say, wait, wasn't he just a placeholder captain? Stick with me. This guy's career is a masterclass in understated brilliance, and his retirement might have slipped under your radar, but trust me, it's worth dissecting. Because here's the thing, Rahane isn't just another name in a scorecard. He's the embodiment of grit, adaptability, and the quiet leadership that wins series in Australia and England. Let's unpack why his story matters way more than you think. First off, the numbers, his overseas test average of 39.91. Close to Virat Kohli's 41.12. Yeah, but here's the kicker, Kohli's had more home tests. Rahane? He thrived outside India. And yet, how often do you hear his name in the greats conversation? Rarely. Why? Because he wasn't flashy. He didn't smash sixes or scream for attention. His value was in the details, like that 2020 Melbourne innings where he turned a disaster into a comeback. India got skittled for 36 in Adelaide, lost Kohli and Shami, and then Rahane steps in as captain. He doesn't just bat, he rebuilds a team's psyche. His 112 wasn't just a score, it was a statement, we're not done yet. But let's dig deeper. What makes Rahane's Melbourne 2020 innings so fascinating is how he reshaped his approach. Normally, he's a classical defender, right? But here, he slowed down even more, almost daring Australia to break him. And when the older ball came on, he unleashed. It's like he reverse-engineered the opposition's strategy. Mitchell Starc, Cummins, these guys thrive on aggression, but Rahane flipped the script. He made patience his weapon. And that's the thing about leaders, it's not always about flair, it's about reading the room. Kohli's fire versus Rahane's calm? Both worked. But Rahane's moment proved that sometimes, a captain's job is to steady the ship, not steer it wildly. Now, let's rewind to 2014, another Melbourne, another Rahane special. This time, he's taking on Mitchell Johnson at his absolute peak. Remember how Johnson was terrorizing everyone with bouncers? Rahane didn't flinch. He hooked, pulled, owned the short ball. But here's the twist, he didn't just counterattack recklessly. He used the bowler's pace against them. A lot of batters try that, few pull it off. Rahane did because he trusted his reflexes. And that 147 wasn't just a fluke, it was a blueprint. Kohli was there too, but Rahane's innings hinted at India's future, a middle order that could handle any attack, anywhere. Yet, how many highlight reels feature this knock? Probably buried under Kohli's hundreds. That's Rahane's curse, consistency overshadowed by flashier peers. Then there's Lord's 2014. Wickets falling, Anderson and Broad breathing fire, and Rahane digs in. He survives a sketchy start, then dismantles Anderson with a 6 over long on. Wait, Rahane taking risks against Anderson? That's not the script. But here's the genius, he adapted. Trusted Bhuvneshwar Kumar to defend, built that 90-run partnership, and dragged India from 86-3 to 295. It's easy to forget how pivotal that was. Ishant won the match, sure, but Rahane kept India in it. And isn't that his career in a nutshell? The glue holding innings together when chaos reigns? But let's address the elephant in the room, why wasn't Rahane celebrated more? Well, he wasn't a finisher like Dhoni, a run machine like Kohli, or a flamboyant all-rounder like Jadeja. He was the steady 40 guy. But here's the thing, those 40s in tough conditions are more valuable than 100 in a flat pitch. His double 100 in Delhi against South Africa. Spin-friendly conditions, and he swept, reverse swept, and charged Tahir. That showed versatility. Yet, when we talk great Indian batters, his name barely cracks the top 5. Why? Because cricket fans love drama. Rahane was the anti-drama, reliable, methodical, unspectacular. But in a team sport, isn't that the backbone? So, what's Rahane's legacy? For me, he's the unsung architect of India's overseas dominance. Before Kohli's juggernaut, Rahane proved India could win in Australia and England. His leadership in 2020-21 wasn't just a stopgap, it was a bridge between eras. And here's the irony, his stats might not scream legend, but the moments he owned? They're the ones that shifted mindsets. India doesn't just defend in Melbourne, they attack. They don't crumble at Lord's, they fight. Rahane's career wasn't about records, it was about setting a template. And maybe that's the ultimate compliment, his influence is everywhere, even if his name isn't. So, what's next for Indian cricket? Well, we're seeing the rise of younger leaders like Rohit and Pant. But will they have Rahane's resilience? His ability to adapt and lead by example? That's the question. Because in an era of T20 glitz, Rahane's story reminds us, Test cricket still needs warriors who thrive in the grind. And with that, I'll leave you with this. What underappreciated athlete in your favorite sport do you think deserves more credit? Drop it below. Let's give the unsung heroes their flowers.